So we got Noah Avinger. Am I saying that right?
Yes, Noah
Avinger.
Avinger,
Okay.
yes.
I don't know if it's Avenger or you go by Avenger sometimes.
A lot of people kind of say their own thing, and then if I don't get the chance to correct them, then I go with it. I don't really mind. So
not gonna, if they call you an Avenger, you don't necessarily have to correct them.
No, for sure.
But I wanted to ask you about you played at Merlin Olsen Field last year. Obviously, it was a good experience for you. The fans here weren't so happy with the result. I think you had 8 tackles. But what was that experience like for you, getting to play on Merlin Olsen Field, getting to experience the environment, even if it was against the fans that you're now playing for?
No, absolutely. I love the environment. I always like going into away environments just because you get a feel for, a different fan base that's not only your own. So just the field, it's a beautiful place. Logan, Utah is definitely beautiful. Just the scenery. I've actually never been up here besides last year. So, I enjoyed the environment, just the culture you can see that was already instilled here, the fans, the love they have for their team and everything. So it was a good environment, even though I was on the opposite side of the field, but it was fun.
But what do you remember that game overall? Obviously, it was a comeback win for New Mexico, kind of a double-digit comeback. Just what was that game like as far as how crazy it was as a football game?
Oh, it was up and down. We were going back and forth the whole game. Obviously, it was a high-scoring game, so we felt the need, I don't know what it was in the air, but we felt the need to win that game, and we kept going back and forth, and we just kind of dug deep, and towards the end we were able to pull off the win.
So I know another game you played against Utah, because I think you have 2 or 3 career games against Utah State, because you were on the San Diego State team in 2021, right?
Yes.
So that was a game where things went for Utah State, not necessarily against you, but I guess what was it like all the way back then with that game? Obviously a big game for both programs.
Oh, absolutely. That was my true freshman season, so that was a big experience for me. That was the Mountain West Conference Championship. So that game was, it was fun. It was an exciting environment because that's the stage you always want to play on, especially being in the Mountain West. So just the full circle moment, that kind of thinking about it now, it's crazy that I'm here now and I played them my freshman year. So it was just a great moment in memory.
Yeah, so you've been on. This is your 3rd team you've been on in the Mountain West. You can't seem to quit the Mountain West. What is it about this conference that you gravitate to the teams that are here? Good teams as well. San Diego State, Utah State, even New Mexico was rebounding last year. What's brought you to these teams?
Absolutely, I would just say the kind of culture that's built within the programs. It's a lot harder than I feel like other programs, and I feel like that's what I need as a player. Just being around the culture that kind of pushes you on and off the field, like becoming a young man at the end of the day to start life after football too, and just on the field as well, pushing you to your highest level, I would say.
So you ended up following Bronco from New Mexico to Utah State. Was he one of the biggest reasons why you decided to come?
Oh, absolutely. That was one of my main reasons, because you're not going to find a better leader in college football than him. Just on and off the field, the young man that he kind of instills in you, and just the tips that he gives you on life and just on the football field. It doesn't get any better. And the culture that he built here, just hard things together and earn not given, you don't see that in college football. So it's very helpful.
So what have you seen as your role with this team? Because obviously when a new coach comes in, sometimes the players that he'll bring along with him kind of function as like the pseudo returners of a squad, because they know the coach. Have you kind of seen yourself in that role? As obviously, because you're not a returner to Utah State, but you are one of the guys that knows Bronco Mendenhall. Have you kind of see yourself in that role of helping the team as a whole learn Bronco's system?
Oh, absolutely. I was a leader last year too in his program, and the culture that he instills in you, it kind of just naturally gravitates into your personal culture that you instill in yourself too. So just helping the guys understand how he is and the culture he is and why we do it is the biggest thing that I kind of brought over with him, because the culture that he has is now mine too, and it's my job, I feel like, to help instill that in everybody else and bring the culture so we can win games.
So what can you tell me about Broncos culture? Because he's talked about some things. He's talked about some things like the progression system is kind of like martial arts, and you get different belt colors or whatnot. But what can you tell us about that progression system, about Bronco, what you guys do behind the scenes to progress as leaders and as players?
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously tests, everything, like anything we do in the program, you kind of get an understanding of exactly where you are on the football field and off the football field in life. So I would just say, just all the tests that he gives us, just the culture, how it brings everything out of us. It forces you to become the best version of yourself. And I would say it tells you exactly where you are at any given moment, and it kind of promotes you to grow, or and just help the others around you grow too. So I would say that's the biggest thing.
So there have been a lot of new additions to the secondary. Obviously, you're one of those coming into Utah State. But with the secondary as a whole, what have you seen from that group where there's 2 returners and then everyone else, all a dozen or so of you guys are trying to learn to play together? What have you seen from that group as a secondary where you've brought in a lot of experience, a lot of talent? But what does that group look like so far?
Oh, I love the group. I'm loving the strides we're taking. We're a very strong group. I feel like, we're forming the bond with each other, because that's where it starts, forming the bond off the field, coming together as brothers, because as a DB group, you have to have that relationship with each other to play well on the field. So I just seen the growth, like not only on the field, but off the field. So just the mindset that all the guys have, it's going to be exciting to see this year.
When you look at the quarterbacks in this conference, or at least the passing games, is there any team that you're looking forward to playing, testing yourself against?
Oh, absolutely. Any given game, I'm excited to play against any opponent in the Mountain West Conference. I'm excited to play. So every single one, I would say, I'm excited to go at bat against whoever else is on the field too.
I know one game in particular, New Mexico. That's homecoming for the whole coaching staff, and then half a dozen players or so. I don't know. Do you circle that game, maybe not necessarily for the matchup, but the fact that it is a bit of a chance to go back, and because it's at New Mexico, so you're going to go get to see a lot of places you were at. Is that game going to be kind of special to a degree?
Oh, absolutely. It'll be fun, because obviously I still have a lot of my brothers over there. We were in the program together. So just going back to the place and the community and the environment that I was in not too long ago, it would just be like a full circle moment. So it would be exciting to play back in that environment, just up on the opposite side.
Yeah. I know fans haven't had a chance to see the team, and probably won't really get to see the team play until week 1. Usually fans get to see a little bit of the team, but with that, with Bronco, the way he's kind of closed off practices, the fans won't be able to see him. But with that happening, what do you want fans to know about the team that they may not get to see until week 1?
Oh, absolutely. I would just say we're like a band of brothers. We're forming together. There's a great culture that we have instilled here, and we want to go out there and win games. And I feel like all the guys have the mindset to go out there and win games, and I feel like that's what we're going to do in the fall.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Thank you so much.